Welcome to Network Interface Card City, the capital of your very own desktop. It's populated by thousands of packets migrating to and fro, and there is never a moment of rest. Today, we'll be following the voyage of one of these packets, more specifically a packet sent out when trying to load the website showed earlier. Let's make our way into the loading bay, where all packets start off.
This futuristic looking car is our vessel, and about to be inside of this vessel is our packet protagonist, this box. Now, to make a packet we first need a few things. This folder about to go into our protagonist can be considered to be the header, which contains all of the features needed for it to be directed appropriately through the network, such as the sender's and the receiver's address, packet number, so that the packets can be reordered on the receiver's end, and time to live. The time to live states the number of stops that our packet can make. Each packet can only make a set number of stops before it expires, and then the packet is deleted. The packet then gets the main payload, or data that needs to be transferred, as well as the trailer, which has all of the error checking components that verifies the data has been corrupted. Each packet also gets a top tier racing driver, who really just listens to the router's instructions on where to go. Let's have a little look on how they do it. The driver uses the latest release of Packet Switch Maps to navigate, the most optimal route calculating software. The routers can detect crashes or traffic and sends the packet along the fastest available route to its destination to arrive with the lowest latency. Let's sit back and enjoy the ride to our first stop, the transmitter on the network card. This packet is in for a long ride, as it can be forwarded through many networks for a number of routers and gateways. While routers just forward data packets from one network to another, gateways are required where data is traveling from one network to another that uses different protocols. Header data is removed and reapplied using the new formats. Let's hope this packet makes it to the receiver safely.
Once the vessel has arrived, the card checks if the next stop is idle by sending out a dummy ready to send signal. It then awaits a response, a clear to send signal. This means that the next stop is free to park in. It also then checks if any other vessels are on their way, as to not crash into them. Once all has been cleared, the vessel is ready to move to its next stop. Here, the car is traveling across the Ethernet highway to reach the most major connecting station, the router. Let's zoom out a bit to see how the global network transportation system looks. There are thousands of routes through sea and space to get from one station to the next. Billions of stations are stored in millions of cities, which are connected together to form thousands of states and countries, which are ultimately linked together to form the internet. Let's check back in on our packet to see how it's faring. It seems to currently be in for a long-haul drive to its final stop. A major landmark coming up is the firewall. For ordinary packets like ours, it poses no problem and our vessel can pass straight through. However, criminal-containing vessels are detected and destroyed to keep the network and destination safe. Moving past this, we can see a very common occurrence on the highway, a collision. Most of the supplemented drivers aren't very smart, so collisions and losses can happen frequently. Fortunately, the vessels have great insurance, and replacements are sent out almost instantaneously. Finally, we arrive at our stop, the web server. This is a collection of ancient and modern cities, all bundled up for easy information access. Our vessel docks at another loading bay, and its packet is removed. In this case, our packet contained the address for the website we wanted to visit, or the URL. This is sent over to the domain name server, a neighboring city, to be inspected and located. The addresses match locations in the web server city, and the information from these addresses is sent back from the web server into our vessel as another packet. This packet contains some of the content on the website we requested earlier. The vessel then takes off, back through the highway, the firewall, the router, and so forth, to finally arrive back at its home, the network card. From here, the information is sent into the greater desktop, and then processed to present the content to us in our web browsers. That marks the end of this packet's journey, but there are trillions more being sent around the globe on long and harsh journeys, each with their own stories to tell. So next time you load up a website, be sure to remember and pay your respects to the packets in service that bring you your content every day.